Yo, Caesar here, and it's been a while that I had led a commentary, so here I am, almost missed 30% of this race and the entirety of the qualifying. So, check. Hello. I hope I am audible. Yes. Yep, I think I'm audible. Yeah. So, hello, and for I don't know how many times, welcome to IRL in the streets of Monaco. Fun fact: we are doing IRL in Monaco for the second time ever in the past 7 seasons. So this just shows not as proper of a track. Hello Rishabh, how are you? It's been a long since we saw you on track, as someone is coming out of the track, which is was Tanay Singh, who just made his pit stop. Closely followed up, or rather came up right behind Captain Sandhu, who is right on the tail of Abdul Samad. Captain Sandhu had a qualifying ban, I'm pretty sure of that. Let's just see who started where so we have an idea. Not there, here we go. Manan started P16, so he is the biggest gainer up into P4. He should be happy with that, but did he make any pit stop? He did not. So Ahif is the net race leader. I can see he's made his pit stop and he's in P2 and 8.5 seconds behind his teammate Thakur was. So happy days for him, but this looks like to be a close battle. We have 1, 2, and 3, 4 cars battling for P8. Yes, that's P8, and yeah, almost done. I think I'm thinking of sending it down the inside, and thought against, which I think was a smart thing to do. Monaco, obviously, as we know, not the best track to race side by side, so really qualifying has to be very important, determining how far ahead you start. As we are yellows in sector 2, that's a Red Bull going slow. That should be in the gamer, if I'm not wrong. But yes, no real battles here, except that easy level is right on tail of Manan. Let's see if he's made any pit stop. Sorry, here. So both of them had, no, sorry, easy level has made his pit stop. So he is net P2 as Takova is in the pits. But he looks safe to come out in P2. So Ferraris looks pretty strong tonight. And, oh, he's made his move, which I failed to notice as I was looking at the Ferraris on the main. Easy level into P3. Let's just see he's made. No, he started P3. He is in P3. Manan has to make his pit stop, so he's not net P4 as we saw in this graphic, making up 12 positions, but that's not accurate enough. We've had 2 DNFs in Sid Venkatesh, who was playing on a controller. He is a wheel user. SF1000, so rich bloke, coming down to the poor level of pad users, not finishing the race, and yeah, not happy. Not a happy night for him. Speaking of night, I mean, Monaco does look really good in the night time, and Manan doing a good job of holding up Sid Kulkarni for the rest of the drivers. And Mr. Stark has led the session. Ashok has crashed. He is crashed at that fast left-hander. I'm pretty bad at the name, but right before the swimming pool section, and there he is. Will that cause a safety car? It doesn't look like that will cause anything. In the game, it's going really slow, so I don't see any physical damage on his front wing. But yeah, I think he's just struggling on this track overall, and that's not a surprise because personally I I'm not too fond of this track. Myself, Sid Kulkarni, meanwhile, he's still stuck behind Manan. So yes, that's the nature of this track, that it's really difficult to overtake unless you get really bold. As you can see the red, who was that? Aston Martin of who was that? Was that a lap car? I think that was oxidized. That was a lap car. So no damage done. I almost thought that he crashed into the Aston while overtaking. That's Sid Kulkarni, but yeah, he's up into P4. Elsewhere, Captain Sandhu, did he made a pit stop? Let's just quickly have a check. Yeah, Captain Sandhu has made a pit stop, so he is clearly in net P6, if I can say that. So he really needs to be looking to make that move up on Deadly Mosquito in that Aston Martin, which I think he will. And oh, that was some tap, and Deadly Mosquito is in the wall. And did Sandhu get wing damage? Doesn't look like, but it could be a minor damage for all we know. But yeah, a lot of unders there. And further behind, the Aston Martin of Deadly Mosquito will be limping back to the pits without that front wing. So slight hit at the back. Obviously, Deadly Mosquito not having made his pit stop. He was on that wall medium, and Captain Sandhu behind on fresh hard had much superior grip. You can already see he has to just pray that his car stops in time. He needs to be really careful, brake much earlier than what he's used to or supposed to, because there is absolutely no downforce without that front wing. And yeah, he's holding up Anton Hypers. So Anton Hypers must be hoping. And you can see at the back, Abdul Sam. Oh no, that's a Ferrari of. Is that the race leader? Oh yeah, that's definitely the race leader. So Ahif has lapped P9, I believe. Yes, that was P9, and you can see Thakurwa meanwhile is about to lap Ace as well. So Ferrari looks at a different level compared to the rest of the field, as Ahif is lapped. That's Tamek, correct? If I'm not wrong. So that was Anton. Yeah. And he's about to lap the racing, so he's lapped all the drivers up to P9. So Ahif looks really comfortable on this track, and it looks like a comfortable win for Ahif, unless he, of course, messes this up. Ferrari in the real life have a history of not doing well here. It looks like that doesn't seem to be the case tonight. Happy days for Ferrari. Any battle I can look at? I don't think any close battles that I can see, except between the two McLarens. Will there be team orders between these two? Ace on mediums and Abdul Samad on the mediums as well. So why is Abdul Samad hosting? I have no idea, but Ace has made 2 pit stops and he's already at the back of his teammates. So Kalyan Verma getting a 3-second time penalty. So it's a challenging track to get a penalty, but I see somehow. Oh, what is that? Okay, that has to be a safety car. What happened there? That was quite a comical DNF from Abdul Samad, paying tribute to one and only Shadow Sword, who has made a habit of crashing into the pit wall in the similar fashion. Abdul Samad just doing a bit different, crashing right before the pit stop. So there you go, disappeared now. So yes, not a happy night for 4 our drivers, for Abdul Samad, Ashok Stark, and Sid Venkatesh. It's quite a mixed track. I really need to see who's where, because I think, yeah, as you can see here, Captain Sandhu, he's not actually right in front of Deadly Mosquito, but that's not Deadly, that's Oxidized. Yeah, you can see both of them ghosting through each other, and he's getting the DRS assistance on that exit as well. So Captain Sandhu, who had a qualifying ban, remember, he is, let's just get on board with him. Let's just get this up. So he had a qualifying ban. Captain Sandhu started P10. So did he set a lap? Okay, this is interesting. Just to confirm, even though obviously that's quite Yep, he started P10, Manan in P16. So yes, I believe Captain Sandhu did not. Wow, look at those pit stops from Oxidized Rage. And Mr. Stark, who is DNF'd already. So that's 5 pit stops from Oxidized, 3 from Kalyan, 2 from Ace, and yeah, that's a lot of pit stops from Oxidized and Stark. So let's just see. Let's get this up on the board. Oh, you can see Captain Sandhu has been led by our race leader. So Ahif showing really good pace. Oxidized has retired in the pits. Oh no, it's not in the pits. It's will that? There are no safety cars. I've seen 3 DNFs, people driving or crashing into the barriers. No safety cars at all. Hello Hashraf. 49 seconds gap between Thakur and Manan. Yes, that's a huge gap. It's not 49 seconds, it's 20 seconds as we can see right now. It's 49 seconds just above that between him and Vintage though. So yeah, Ahif in a league of his own, and yes, Thakur were equally ahead of easy level, and yeah, it's a totally different ball game altogether as 5 drivers have DNF'd already. Let's just get this back. Hopefully we have some battles on board, which doesn't looks like we have at the moment. So I don't know what to commentate. We have yellows again. Who caused that yellow? Was that? Oh, is it him? Did Sid Kulkarni crash into the wall? He is going really slow. Okay, need a better camera angle. His wing looks all right. I think that was Tanay who was going pretty slow. Abhi is in the pits, so probably he had damage. Nothing from Tanay as well. As he makes his way out of the pit stops, I think he will be overtaken by an Alpine, I see. Will that be Anton Hypers? No, that's not Anton. That is Captain Sandhu, who failed once again to serve his qualifying ban, interestingly. Right, let's just get this back up. Yeah, the field is spread out. We have yellows, but I think that's just our drivers slowing down, trying to let others through. Yeah, so similar to what we have in this calendar, there is a real-life Monaco Grand Prix this weekend. I think Ferrari is looking pretty good, but then Ferrari looks quite strong every weekend until the race day comes, and then Max just decides to up his game and yeah, leave Ferrari in the dust. Ferrari is doing its strategy from 2018. They get in a good position, but either they DNF through engine problems or their driver makes a mistake. They're yet to fail from pit stop perspective. Maybe this weekend we can see that. Top of the list, obviously, but I mean, we see this every weekend in real life, only for him or his car to fail. I really hope Charles finishes strong this weekend. I think Ferrari deserves a solid result. And obviously, and Deadly Mosquito goes into the barriers, and yeah, not the best place to hit it, as he has to go all the way, do an entire lap and make his way back to the pits. For his sake, he will be hoping that he doesn't hit the wall once again. That might cause a DNF for him, as you can see. Yeah, he is. I'm pretty sure he's braking at his usual braking spot, and his car is failing to stop in time. And yeah, it's just not helping his case. Let's see a couple of cars right behind him, but I don't think they are in that group. Yeah, you can see a Mercedes and a Red Bull. So that Mercedes could be Kalyan. Yeah, they're not playing together. So Vintage is in a league of his own. And was that easy level? Yep, that's easy levels. Mercedes about to lap. And is that? Okay, that's some other Red Bull. You see, everywhere you see, there are just lapped cars everywhere. So the field is spread out. It's confusing me a lot to look where There are no real on-track battles that I can look at, but there are a lot of on-track battles between the lap cars. So yeah, he will be going into the pits to change his front wing. And yeah, there you go, Kalyan Verma. I think that's Vintage Player in front of him. Let's have a look at this. Yeah, so Ahit is clearly pulling away a gap from everyone else. Let's stay on board on him. We'll have that onboard camera once the lap starts. I really want to see how he's taking the corners, how he's able to pull away a gap. We'll keep an eye on that delta between him and Thakurwa. It's 22.7 at the start of the lap, so let's just stay on board for the sake of it. Braking, taking a lot of physics, which is obviously the smart thing to do, but not cutting it enough to warrant a warning. That's one of the corners where you can actually get a penalty by getting multiple warnings, obviously. Taking this corner in third, gave a short shifting to fourth, which I think even I do, but I think I shift to fourth gear a lot earlier than he did. Taking the slowest corner in the F1 Grand Prix calendar. In second gear, interesting, I take that in first, being really patient into this section before approaching the tunnel and flat out. I believe this is the longest flat out section on the track, longer than the start finish straight. Braking really hard, trying to cut as much as possible, but not enough to get another warning here. Manan helping him, hopefully not distracting him enough, just going down to fifth gear, flat out through the section. Not really the swimming pool section. Being really careful on this curve, not to bounce enough to go into the barrier on the right. Rash Khas, Leclerc's favorite corner in the past couple of weekends, and being really careful not to take that curve on the exit, and that completes the lap. So it's a pretty decent lap. I'm not sure if he was distracted by the lap car of Manan that he was not pushing, and I noticed that he was lifting up at certain corners, but nevertheless he has managed to rather keep that gap consistently to Thakur at 22.6, I believe, plus or minus a tenth or two. So yes, that's Ahif extending his lead, and he's lapped Manan, so you can see he's lapped everyone else except the three that was behind him. Where is Sid Kulkarni? Okay, there he is. So yeah, he is some way off on lapping Kulkarni. If you look at the map, the Ferrari that you see coming out of the tunnel in that chicane, that's Ahif. So 30 more laps to go. I really don't think Sid Kulkarni will be lapped. Let's look at the fastest lap at the moment. It belongs to Ahif. So I think he has that gap to pit in, put on a set of fresh softs, and go for another fastest lap if he really feels brave enough to do that. But I think at the moment he doesn't have to do that. Someone who can do that actually is Thakurwa, who I think, yeah, he is at almost equal gap to easy level as he is to his teammate. So I think he can afford to just pit in, box in, try to get that extra lap extra points away from his teammate. The fastest lap point, of course, will stay with Ferrari, but as he stands, Ferrari looks pretty good to finish with the maximum points tonight. Speaking of the points table, just give me a second. I think this will shuffle up the drivers' points table in Division 2 after this race is over. Our race leader, Vintage Player, he is down in P6, so he will score 12 points as per IRL point system. Remember, top 12 scored points here instead of top 10. So gap between Vintage and Sid Kulkarni, who's in P2, is just 2 points. Ahif, who's our current race leader, he's down in P4 in the points table, just 10 points behind. So it's really close. So 10 points separate top 4 in the points table. That's Vintage Player, Sid Kulkarni, Easy Level, and Ahif. So Vintage Player, it's not looking really good for him, as his rivals who are right behind him in the points table are in top 4, and it looks like that they will end up either overtaking or closing down that gap. Ahif will score 26 points here and 12. So yes, Ahif looks set to take the lead in the championship table if he finishes where he is at the moment. With the fastest lap point, with just 10.5 laps to go, and you can see Vintage Player is really pushing now. Purple first sector. Is he listening to the commentary that he started pushing and trying to have that damage control back, or rather negate that advantage Ahif might have at the end, or will have at the end of this race. Yeah, so Vintage Player, after scoring a win in the initial race, he has scored P4 and P3, and since then he has finished P6, P6 and P5. He is back in P6 in McLaren in the pit stops. That should be ace. Yeah, so no safety car risk there. So not the best of the races for our championship leader. He's losing points to literally everyone else. Sid Kulkarni, meanwhile, who is in P4, let's not forget him. He's coming on the back of 3 consecutive wins. So yeah, that looks like to be coming to an end tonight at Monaco. So that has been a very, very good run of points haul, 3 consecutive wins. He has closed on the gap to obviously Vintage Player there, and looks set to overtake him tonight. Obviously he won't be finishing on the podium, but he will score enough to finish ahead of our championship leader. Let's just get this back. Yeah, no real battles except a battle for P12, which is obviously the last points paying position here. So I really don't think these guys need to stop. Both Ace and Abhi have made their pit stop. Both have made 3, in fact. Ace is on a set of softs, Abhi on the set of mediums. Are they on a fresh soft? Ace is on a fresh soft, so we will see definitely Ace pulling up a gap, unless of course Ace really tries to push his luck for the fastest lap point and in the process gets damage or really bins it. Let's hope for his sake he doesn't. But yeah, it's all about staying away from the wall, obviously. It's a nightmare, to be honest, being a pad user, to drive around this track for 39 or 39 laps non-stop. Wheel users obviously love this track. It's an excellent track to drive with on a wheel. So is Ahif on a wheel? Let's just confirm that here with the inputs. Oh yeah, it's definitely wheel. We'll confirm that at this input section as well with the wheel, smooth wheel movement. There is no pause once the wheel goes from right to left. Yeah, he's definitely on the wheel, is Ahif, and I think that shows. Yeah, it's definitely wheel. Yeah, so that shows how he's able to pull that gap away. Is his teammate on a wheel? No, that's definitely controller, as he gets himself a 3-second time penalty rather. Easy level, he is. Yeah, that's controller. That's definitely controller. So yeah, like I was saying, and Ahif proving my theory correct, which obviously is a proven fact. Wheel users love this track, and he's doing pretty well for himself. Meanwhile, Abhi has fallen back, and Ace has managed to pull up a gap of 2 seconds. But did Abhi, or rather Ace, take that fastest lap away from him? Nope. 14.5, so he's 1.5 seconds slower at the moment when it comes to the fastest lap. But is Ace, yeah, he's 3 tenths up, but it's not enough, and he's close up, right up to Deadly Mosquito. So yeah, he won't get that fast lap because he's being held up by Deadly Mosquito, but will he look for that move? He definitely has a lot of grip over Deadly, and I'm pretty sure he will be getting quite eager to make his move and overtake him. You can see how much he has to slow down just to not go into the back of him. So Deadly Mosquito, all he has to do is just stay away from the wall and stay in front of him. Ace, he has to trust Ace to not send it on the inside, and probably just place his car so that he doesn't give him the opportunity for him to just send it on the inside. So as long as he can do that, I think he should be good. Speaking of sending it in Monaco, I believe the first time we had the race here in IRL, it was back in season 2, so that was 5 seasons ago. So like I said, this is the second ever race we are having in Monaco. So a driver, Aditya, PXTX that's a very weird name, or as our then commentator called him, Pataka. He was the inaugural winner at Monaco. He won the race, and he was I'm not sure where he qualified, but yes, he was the one who won the race. And yeah, I finished P2, and I remember I was right behind him for quite a long time. And yes, there were opportunities. As Indie Gamer has DNF'd. Oh, he crashed at the. There's still no safety car. This is really strange. Why we are not having a safety car at all? But anyways, I don't think we'll have, as his car has disappeared. So yeah, so I was saying that yeah, I was right behind PX for quite a long time, and I had the opportunity to send it on his inside, but he kept it always. Managed to catch that back end slide. So yeah, I decided to decide against it, and yeah, he ended up winning the one and only Monaco Grand Prix that we had so far before this, until of course tonight, where Ahif looks to be the one who will be taking that honor from him. Yeah, so I finished on the podium, and Nishan, who will be featuring tomorrow in Division 1, he was the one who finished P3. So he's the sole runner who's driving at a full time from that race. So it looks like a long time, and that was only in F1 2020 at the initial phase of that game. Happy days. Right, so coming back to this race, yeah, A is still not able to find a way past. Then let's look at the penalty situation. Is he playing a smart game here? Oh, he is. Definitely he is. So yeah, even if he doesn't make that move, he will finish in front of Deadly Mosquito. But oh, but no, Abhi is the one with no penalty. So Abhi, as long as he can stay there and keep Ace right in the 3-second window, Abhi will finish P10, which I think he wouldn't complain about. He will be pretty happy with it. And Kalyan Verma. Oh, Captain Sandhu has wing damage. Hello, hello. He managed to crash his Williams somewhere, and allowing Kalyan Verma. Will Kalyan Verma send it down the inside? This should be interesting. Kalyan Verma, remember, he needs to keep it patient. He didn't get the best of the launch from that corner, and so far he'll be just held up behind Captain Sandhu. Will Captain Sandhu bin it in the wall? No, he's taking really cautiously. You can see Kalyan has to lift off so much. He has to brake. He has to slow down his car a lot just to not push him into the barriers. Captain Sandhu has to come into the pits. He is not. He's not. Captain Sandhu has to defend for his life here, I believe. He is holding Kalyan Verma quite a bit. Deadly Mosquito behind him has a 6-second penalty. Kalyan Verma gets another 3 seconds, so he's on the verge of losing P9. Obviously, he will not finish higher than Captain Sandhu if he finishes on the track. This should be the move. Oh, that's quite aggressive, but I think that needed to be done for his sake. And now, for his sake, Kalyan Verma's sake, I think Captain Sandhu will play that role of Minister of Defense for his sake. But yes, this is going to be quite a drive for him, as long as he can keep it out of the barriers. Yeah, I think he has no option than to just stay out if he wants to score points. He has 3 seconds time penalty. He can manage to keep Deadly Mosquito behind, who has more time penalty than him. He should be alright, but what he's doing right now, he's helping Abhi, who is literally on the cusp of losing that 3 seconds, but he's pulled that gap down now as we speak. So as long as Deadly Ace are able to catch up to Captain Sandhu, and Ace is able to keep that gap under 3, he will be gaining a lot more than couple of positions. We can see the gap between him and Captain Sandhu is coming down. This is coming to an interesting end for the Monaco Grand Prix. Captain Sandhu, meanwhile, sorry, not Captain Sandhu, Ahif, I'm sorry, let me just get back at the points table. Ahif has scored a few podiums. Where is that? So yes, so he did score a win at Portugal, scored a P4 at Hungary, scored a P2 in Japan and a P3 at Belgium. He will finish P1, of course, if he's able to finish his race where he is, which obviously he will. He is obviously in a pretty good window to go for the fast lap if he wants to do that. But you can see now this group has caught up to Captain Sandhu. Captain Sandhu with 2 more laps to go. Definitely he doesn't want to pit, so this has to be some drive as he gets a tap and almost losing the back end. The yellows in sector 1. Manan has crashed. Manan has bottled it. Vintage player is right behind him, and let's get back. Oh, Vintage is pitting. Okay, Vintage has pit. Manan. Will Vintage be able to close that gap down? Vintage will be cursing his stars. If he hadn't pitted, I think it would have been an easy pass. But let's just get back to this battle we have here for P9. Abhi, what has Abhi done? Why has did Abhi had damage there? I really don't know. I really need to ask Abhi, why did he make that pit stop? He had possible P9 in the back. I'm pretty sure he had wing damage. There is no other reason for him to pit. He knew the penalty situation, and Abhi also has a 5-second speeding in the pit penalty. I cannot speak. But Abhi, unless he had a time penalty, I really don't see any sense in him pitting, as Deadly Mosquito is looking to make that move. This is turning out to be quite interesting. You never know. I mean, in the eagerness, we just have one final lap to go after they cross this finish line. In the eagerness of Deadly Mosquito to cross Captain Sandhu, you can see how much Sandhu is struggling in every corner. But in the eagerness, you never know, the Aston Martin could lose, and what an overtake. Yes, so that's obviously the lack of front wing not helping his turning in, and now this is the opportunity, the perfect opportunity for Deadly Mosquito to extend that 3-second gap from Ace. What he needed to secure that P9, yes, that P9 secured for Deadly Mosquito. If he can get that 3-second gap up, he is already 2 seconds in front, so Captain Sandhu really doing some favor to Ace. Remember, this is the battle for P10. So Captain Sandhu, without his front wing, there you can see, Captain Sandhu doesn't have a front wing, so really he needs to hold. So I think he's been driving without a front wing for the past 6 or 7 laps, of what I've noticed at least. And Ace has bottled it in the... Is that Ahif? That is Thakurva. Okay, yeah, so in the bid of overtaking him, Ace lost his back end, but Ace can still close down that gap if he wants to. Abhi is some way off from Ace, so yeah, it doesn't look like he will be closing that in this race. So I think, look at the gap everyone has over everyone. Ahif has managed to lap everyone up until P5. So, Vintage gets the fastest lap, so he takes it away from Ahif, but I don't think Ahif will mind that too much, as he is about to finish the race in P1. He started in P1. Oh, he was on pole. So top 3 not really exchanging any positions. 26 laps. So on lap 13 he made his swap, Ahif, from the soft compound tires going into the mediums, and having quite a comfortable drive going to Ras Khas for the final time in this race, taking their final corner. Didn't break a sweat of what I could see. Ahif crosses the line, and after 3 races wins the second ever Monaco Grand Prix in IRL. Looks like to be an easy one too, unless Thakurva messes this up, but he has enough gap behind him to really not take any discussion. As Red Bull goes right through him, this could be a distraction. Deadly Mosquito has crashed out on the final lap at Ras Khas. This was the lap he would have just taken the checkered flag and he's bottled it. Is there a bigger bottle job than that? As Captain Sandhu and Ace and Abhi and Tanay Singh, who was out of the points, will finish in the points courtesy Deadly Mosquitoes. Incredible bottle job. Sorry to say that, but what did he do there? On the final lap, all he had to do was just drive around and just take it. So easy level, taking that final step on the podium. Sid Kulkarni, the only other driver besides the top three to not get lapped, our winner in the previous three races, is out of the podium and will take the checkered flag in P4, and his teammate in the last point winning position in P12. Interesting, so many crashes and not a single safety car or a virtual safety car. Who would have thought that in Monaco we wanted to see any? Multiple DNFs, that was expected, but not a single safety car. Unexpected. Let's just skip this and have a look at our race finishers. Ahif, his second IRL win in P1. Thakurwa, Ferrari 1-2 in right behind his teammate, an easy level closing out the podium in P3. Outside the podium is Sid Kulkarni, the only other driver to not get lapped. P5 vintage player Manan Anton Kalyan, Captain Sandhu, who will be under Stewart's purview. Did he service qualifying? We'll have to check. Qualifying ban, Ace in P10, Abhi and Tanay in the last points paying position in P12. Outside the points were Deadly Mosquito and DNFs were Indy Gamer Oxidized, Abdul Samad, Ashok Anand, Mr. Stark and Sid Venkatesh. So that was Monaco Grand Prix in Division 2. We'll have Division 1 tomorrow, but let's just invite our podium sitters. Just give me a second. Hello Thakurwa, congratulations, P2. Let me know if you can hear me.
I can
hello.
hear everything.
Radio check.
Hello Thakurwa, hello Ahif. We're just waiting for our third driver, easy level. Oh, he's here as well, so all of you are here. Oh, perfect, you guys are here. Awesome. So congratulations to the three of you for surviving Monaco in the night. First of all, I think that's a bigger achievement. Yeah, and congratulations once again, Ahif, for winning your second IRL race and followed up by your teammate in P2 by Thakurwa. So GG to both of you, and of course, easy level.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, the third P2, I'll start with you, easy level, Gaurav. Your third P2, you have already scored a couple of P3s, one P4. Where does that win? Where does that come in?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of competition, a lot of pace in the likes of Ahif, Thakurwa. So I'm still waiting for them to make one mistake, so that's where I want to leverage. But yeah, I'll keep striving for that win. It's still coming. Some was stolen, but still controversial. But I'm hoping I'll get some. Don't want to have the championship that Kimi had without a win going, but hopefully good race. The Ferrari boys had a lot of pace. At turn one, I had a better start, but there was a little bit of damage. I had a compromised first half of this race, but eventually it was just minor, so I kept continuing and held on that I need to just hold back and just keep my P3. So kept it clean, no damage. Otherwise, one stop, fairly pretty smooth.
Pretty smooth it was. So any tracks that you're expecting in the upcoming tracks that we could see on the top step?
Yeah, probably I'd like to. I might just prep myself for Monza and try to give them a heavy competition and try to get my first pole also. That's also something that I'm still waiting for. But let's see what when it comes in store for me. I don't know. But great pace from Ferrari. I think Ahif was just almost he could have also boxed again and still wouldn't have lost a position and probably gone for a fastest lap. But anyway, great pace from both the Ferrari boys. Congratulations for them.
Thank you.
P1 2.
Thanks, Gaurav.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Well, that I mean, all of you survived Monaco. I think that's an achievement itself. So finishing on the podium, that's even amazing. So congratulations, Gaurav. We'll move to Thakurva. Well, congratulations, P2.
Finally.
Fi- finally, indeed. So, not the best of the start of the season so far from you. Closest you've come to the podium was in P4 in Portugal. P2 should be pretty good.
Yeah, especially like having him with me, like I have with me as well, 1-2. That's something that's really good because, I mean the season has just been very unlucky for me personally. Like really, like just every single race, stroke of like bad luck. I'm so grateful this race finally we've been able to make that. I've been able to make that comeback because I have just been spectacular throughout the season, to be honest. So just grateful for this standing at the moment, and yeah, I'm gonna enjoy it.
Didn't this thought pass your head towards the end of the race that you had enough gap to Gaurav and maybe just pit in and get that fastest lap away from your teammate, at least at that point of time?
Right, so I had massively underfueled as well. So that's why I was worried because the thing is, last two laps I was on low fuel mode and I was just really struggling. Like I was kind of worried. I thought I would lose time, but I surprisingly didn't lose much time. So I was just worried about that, in fact. So that's why I didn't box for that fastest lap, particularly. But yeah.
All right, not bad, but still, I mean, I think playing it safer than going for that extra 1 point. I think that was the smart thing to do. So, yeah, congratulations on your first podium this season, and hopefully in the future you'll keep the Ferrari flag flying high along with your teammate, which obviously the real life they are struggling to do for some reason.
Yep.
All right, Ahir. So. Congratulations, man. I believe if after any steward inquiry, which I believe it won't affect your result, you are now leading the championship. So leading the championship on your debut season. So how does that feel?
It feels good, to be honest. I had a very bad start to the season in Australia and Imola, and actually I'm very happy for we finished 1-2. We always knew Thakurwa and I had the pace, but something or the other kept coming up every single race. So finally, good to get P1-2 with Thakurwa. Championship, it feels good, but let's see where it leads.
Okay, all
I
right.
wasn't expecting it honestly, but one race at a time.
Yeah, exactly. It's there's still half season more to go after tonight. So, I mean, I'll ask you the same question that I asked Thakurwa. You had more than enough gap to come out safely in P1. Didn't that thought of pitting for softs and really cementing that extra point Cross your
Actually,
mind?
I did. I was talking to Takarua, I think around lap 30, 31. I had everything ready, but we decided not to go in, and I didn't expect anyone to do a faster lap, to be honest, but I didn't expect Vintage to go on softs and do that.
Yeah, I
But
mean,
it's okay. P1 2 is more important than fastest laps.
yeah, I mean, Vintage was the championship leader before Monaco, and I think him. I mean, the gap was too big between all the drivers, so I think it was just damage limitations from Vintage perspective. But still, that doesn't stop him from you taking that lead. So
Yeah, but looking
interestingly, it
back,
was just
I feel I should have. Yeah, looking back, I should have pit for softs.
yeah, I mean, hindsight is a
It's okay.
wonderful thing, right? So it's all right. So it doesn't affect much because you will still continue to lead the championship after tonight. But again, obviously, pending all the inquiries if there are any. So yeah, I think that's all that there is from my end. Yeah, I would obviously apologize. The stream started a bit late. Stream started on around lap 13, if you guys want to know. So entire quali and initial 30% of the race was missed. But it's okay. Something is better than nothing, I believe. I guess.
Yep, for sure.
So I mean,
Thank you for
yes.
picking her up though, because we've thank you for like coming in for that comms because
Yeah,
we didn't
yeah,
expect
yeah.
the
No,
comms to
no,
be there.
no problem. No worries. Obviously, having a stream helps, and yeah, hopefully interesting race
We
tomorrow
still
as
have
well
to play
in
FIFA,
D1.
Caesar.
We still
We
have to
haven't
play
played yet, so we still have to
FIFA.
play that.
Okay, for easy wins, of course, we can have that match for sure. But anyways, congratulations to both the Ferrari boys, Ahif and Thakurwa. Congratulations to Easy Level, who still P1 still eludes him. Hopefully, we'll see him in the mix as well. But D2, I mean, as usual, is turning out to be quite interesting, like it always has. I think it's going to turn out to be quite interesting battle all the way to the end. So, thanks for the exciting race once again. Thanks for tuning in, whoever joined in. As Abdul Samad is asking for a FIFA rematch, which obviously officially I accept. You cannot back out now. So yes, we'll see you tomorrow at the same time, 9:45 p.m. Indian Standard Time for Division 1, where we expect a lot more fireworks, hopefully. So until then, it's has been Caesar bringing all the action once again after a long time. It's yeah, it's good night.
Thank you.